where I want things to head from here. So if you would kindly find your notes from yesterday first. Let's go through those real quick. We'll hit the highlights. If you weren't here yesterday, then I guess you could go to yesterday's lesson and pull them up because you're going to want to look at these with us. So I am going to pull them up as well. Do a quick refresh on regular, future, and then we're going to hit irregulars. Okay. All right, I'll share my screen if you can't find it. And I haven't dumped it under class resources, but I will put it there shortly. Tried to do it today if I don't forget. So yesterday we started talking about the future tense. Okay, what will happen? All right, and we said the most important thing to remember when forming the future tense is yeah. What's the most important thing to remember when forming the future tense? Yeah, Gus has got it. Buddy out there, you with me? Gus says use the whole verb. All right, so listen, okay? It's super different than anything we've done before because we're so used to dropping off that ending, but this time we're going to use the whole verb, and then we're simply going to add a new set of endings. All right, so if you looked ahead, your homework for tonight is know these endings. Okay, let's just go ahead and learn them tonight and then done. Then you can just apply them. All right, so let's go through them. Okay, repeat them. A. And there's only two of you. A. Go ahead. As. Amos. Ace. On. All right. So basically you just add that to the verb. Okay. And tell me about accents. Which one does not have an accent? Go ahead, just say it. Nosotros, right? So that's the one you have to look out for. Everything else has an accent. So that's step one. Then you look down here and you're like, oh, great. Same endings for ER and IR. Easy peasy. And then yesterday we did these. So if for some reason you don't have them or you want to check them or you didn't check them yesterday, have a quick check. And you will notice that each one is just the whole verb plus one of these endings, right? So far, I would say that's the easiest thing we've looked at. Now, we do have a couple of regulars we're going to add in here in a second, but they're not that many and it's not that hard. But everybody good on these? Does anybody need me to leave this up for a minute? Going once, going twice? All right, so that's what you should already be familiar with. We got one more thing to add on. So now I want you to grab the paper that you picked up potentially yesterday or today. And if you haven't been in class, then you're going to look online at your current lesson. And it says irregular future tense. Okay, so you're going to need to click on that because we're going to go through and fill this out together. All right, everybody have this ready to go? I'm going to pull it up here and share it so we can look at it and fill it in together. So you can split your screen here in a second. It says irregular or irreg futuro. All right. So that's what you should be looking at. All right, so we got 10 irregulars, not a big deal. The first one's kind of funny, but the other 9 are pretty straightforward. So here's the deal. These guys have irregular stems. So listen carefully. Right now, everybody listen. For these 10, you do not use the whole verb. Say that one more time. For these 10, you do not use the whole verb. Do you use the whole verb for these 10? No. Okay. So I'm going to give you the stems. I already did that. We'll go through how to say them in a minute. And what I'm going to ask you to do is figure out what they mean. So first of all, let's make sure we know how to say them. So I'm going to have you just repeat them real quick. We'll go down the list. Now, you're going to actually add an ending to it, but I want to just make sure that you can say the stem. So repitan, abra. Okay, ready? In here, you guys got to do it. And then out there, you're saying it even though I can't hear you. Ready? Abra. Abra. Podra. Care. Okay, this one just has that double R. So if you want to underline that or highlight that or circle it. So far, we've kind of just added those R's, right? Sabre, same thing. Repitan sabre. All right, now for the next 1, 2, 3, 4, you'll notice they've added in the letter D, DR. So repitan, pondre, saldre, tendre, bendre. All right, then these last two just kind of do their own thing. Decir is repitan, dir. And this is my favorite, personal favorite. Think of a pirate when you say it because the H is silent. How are you going to say that one? Arr. I mean, it's really just R, but you can add your pirate to it if you want. All right, so I'm going to pause for a second here. I want you to see what you know, what words of these that you already know. All right, so like for instance, let's do the first one together. So I want you to start off with will. They're all going to start with will. So poder, will what? Anybody know this one? Will be. No, that's poner. That's on there though. Will be able to. Right? Like you say, puedo ir al baño. Can I go to the bathroom or am I able to go to the bathroom? All right, so I want you to fill these in, see which ones you know. You can skip this first one. I'll do that one with you in a second. And if you don't know one, gosh, Google it real quick. And then when I call on you, you'll be ready to answer. Okay? So take just a second, see if you can fill those in. Okay, ready, set, go. They all start with will. All right, and don't worry about that first one. I'll help you fill that in. All right, so again, start with will. How fast I am, since Gus reminded me how to do that. I mean, it's not like I didn't know, but I sure wasn't doing it yesterday, was I? All right, and I'll help you with this one. All right, so you're filling them in real fast. See what you know. If you don't know one, look it up. I'll be looking for 9 easy points here in a minute. Actually, 8. If you can tell me what one of them is. So I will tell you, speaking of the future, if you don't know what some of these mean, that is part of what you're going to practice. I made you some Quizlet cards to help you, but you do need to know what these mean, okay? Because you can't use them if you don't know what they mean. All right, we ready to start going through them? All right, I'm going to do the first one because it's weird. All right, so in this particular case, you're probably only going to use, you could even add this in, I guess, if you want. You're probably only going to use that form, abra. It's kind of that generic, there will be. So you're not going to say, I there will be, you there will be, he there will be. You're just going to say, there will be. All right, so on that particular one, you're probably only going to ever see or use the abra, the generic kind of he, she form for there will be. It's like that word in present tense that means I. Hay muchos estudiantes. All right, all the other ones, you could say, I will be able to, you will be able to, he will be able to, we will be able to, they will be able to. All right, I do not need to go in order, but I want to fill these in. So if you can tell me what one is, raise your hand and I'll give you a point. I should have so many hands up in here. I'm just overwhelmed by hands and I don't know who to call on. I'm waiting to be overwhelmed by hands. I got Old Faithful over there. There's Gracie. She's usually up there too. Where are the rest of you? You know what some of these words mean, right? If you don't, you're Googling them. Don't just sit there. All right, Gracie, what you got?
Will want.
Which one? Which one? Oh, yeah, you're going in order. Yeah, so you don't have to go in order, okay? But yeah, so querer would be will want. Gus, which one you want to do? Will know. I will know so many things when I am older. Leah's got one. Which one you want to do, Leah? What number?
5.
Okay.
We'll put.
Yep. Yep, we'll put. Great. You don't have to go in order, but you can. Who's got another one for me? Ethan does. Go ahead, Ethan.
Will leave for number 6.
Great. Oops. Will leave. Great. Lauren.
Will have.
Super. Will have. Número 8 or 9 or 10. I don't care. I said we don't have to go in order. Who hasn't gone yet? Start randomly calling on you, but first Alyssa's got one.
Will come.
Yeah. All right, I got 2 left. Jasir and Asair. What do those tricky ones mean? Huh. What do you think? Oh, rest for a minute. Somebody else has gotta step up here. What do you think? Joel, what do you think? Rodney, you're on deck. Joel, Rodney, Sebastian, Morgan. Okay, guys, again, if I call on you, you're not there. Absent. Angel.
Will say.
Oh, my goodness. Thanks, Angel. We'll say, I'm going to put say or tell. Either one would work. All righty. Sayer. Pirate. Arr. Jameson? Oh, somebody's back. Rodney, what's number 10 mean?
Will do.
Thanks. Yeah, I'm going to add 2 to that. Will do or make. I do both of those. Perfect. Gracias. All right, so make sure you've got these all written down. Okay, just like I did. And last little piece of information that you need to know is at the bottom. Okay, I'm going to move this up. It says then you just add your normal future tense endings. So why don't you see if you can write any of them down or all of them down or some of them down without looking. Okay, so the only thing that's different here is instead of the whole verb, you are going to use just that little stem. So we'll practice a couple of minutes to make sure you're on the right track. All right, so you see if you can write these down real quick. And let's see, how do I want to do this? I guess I'll write them out with you. And if you don't know these yet, part of your homework tonight is to just learn these 5 endings. All right, I'm not going to call on you for this. Let's just answer them together. So anyone and everyone, what does the yo form end with? All right, Riley's got it here. You got to help her out. All right, E with an accent. So A, 2 form, clase. I know it's hard because you're on Zoom, but I just want to be like, everyone, just say it. What is it? Zoom people, you got to help. I only have 2 people in here. They're doing a lot of work. You got to contribute out here. 2 form, ends with. 2 form, ends with. Kylan, go ahead. I don't need a hand. I just need somebody to unmute and say it. Go ahead, Kylan.
Oz.
Thank you. So we got A, we got us. Somebody else just unmute and say it.
A with an accent.
Oh, thank you, Ethan. So A with an accent. So ah. Okay, we'll say ah. So we got A, we got us, we got ah.
Is okay. Never mind.
No, go ahead.
No, I see it now.
Okay. Nosotros.
Amos.
Thanks, Amos. Does that have an accent?
No.
All right, and finally. Oh, I'll do it. On. All right. There we go. A, as, Amos, on. No accent on nosotros. So here's how this works, right? With all the other verbs, with all the regular verbs, you did the whole verb plus this. With these 10, everybody listen, okay, you're going to add your stem to your ending. So with these 10, only these 10, these are the only irregulars. You need to not say tenere. That's not a word. Tenere, not a word. If I want to say I will have, you're going to have to say tendre. All right. If I want to say I will do or make, you say are. Hacer, not a word. Okay. So be careful on these. You're going to have to memorize which ones are irregular and then what the form is and what they mean. Okay. Now, luckily, I have a good way for you to do this. So I'm going to stop sharing this. I'm assuming everybody has this. Everybody's good on notes? Notes going once, going twice. All right. For our last couple minutes here, let's see. I saved just enough time. I need you to go to your current lesson, and you will see that I have made you a new Quizlet. And the Quizlet has the irregular stems on it. So go to your current lesson real quick. That. Oh, sure. Okay. So on your current lesson, oops, I don't know where mine went. Oh, it's probably down here. Ah, mine's gone. Okay. Let me open it again. It is number, you're probably looking at it already. Numero 4. Says practica con el futuro. All right, if you click on that, you will notice that I have made you 20 flashcards, and they are just focused on these stems. So the first 10 are giving you the stem, I think, to practice, unless I said that backwards. Yeah. So like you need to know the stem of decir is deer. Okay. Then the second 10 are meaning. So I put it in the yo form. Podré, I will be able to. All right, so why don't you spend, I don't know, let's do like 3 or 4 minutes on these, and then I'll bring us back together and we'll wrap things up. Okay, don't leave the Zoom because I'm not going to be here tomorrow. I want to just go over a couple things with you. All right, I am setting my timer. Let's see, 33, 37. You got 2 minutes, not even that long. All right. So work on your Quizlet for 2 minutes, starting now, please. Some closing thoughts for you. So as I said, tomorrow I will not be here. So I'm going to leave you stuff to practice on, of course, using the future tense. It'll all be on Canvas. So if you are not here, obviously you will not live Zoom, and of course on Monday as well. So you're going to have lots of stuff to practice on future tense. There's some textbook stuff. There's some questions. There's this Quizlet. There's a conjuguemos practice. It says make sure you've memorized your future tense endings and you're working on your stems. Half tonight, half tomorrow night. By the time I see you Tuesday, I need you feeling good about future tense because your 9 weeks test is on Wednesday over the future tense. But even though I won't be here tomorrow, I still feel like it's pretty reasonable that you can now just practice this on your own. Okay? All right, guys. Thanks for stopping by, and hasta luego. I'll see you again on Tuesday.